On the bottom of page 36, we're going to continue lesson 3.1. So let's look at this table to compare the similarities and the differences between these two number line graphs. So if we look at the number lines, we're going to see that they have some of the same solutions, or some of the same answers are shaded here. For example, -2 is shaded, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Those are all answers. Some solutions are the same. Our graphs both show a range of values, a range of answers. They both have arrows on the left and arrows on the right, which means it continues on. They both have inequality symbols. They both have number lines, even though they look a little bit different. Yes, they both use the variable x. So what are the differences here? We have different signs. One is a less than symbol. One is greater than or equal to. Good. They have different circles. So the graph on the left has an open circle. The graph on the right has a closed circle or a filled-in circle. Perfect. Yes, their numbers are different. One has a 3, one uses -2, which is why our circles are at different spots on our number line. Our shading or our rays on the number line go in opposite directions. So one shading goes to the left, the other shading goes to the right. Those are also called rays. Question 9, I want you to pause and think about why the graphs are different and answer question A. Why is one of the graphs showing a solid ray going to the left and the other graph shows a solid ray going to the right? So the first graph, the one on the left, has a solid ray going to the left because numbers less than 3 are to the left of 3 on the number line. My second graph The one on the right is shaded to the right, or we have a solid ray going to the right, because numbers greater than -2 are to the right of -2. So less than, we shaded to the left. Greater than, we shaded to the right. I want you to pause and think about question B. Why does one graph have an open circle and the other graph has a filled-in circle? We have an open circle on the first graph because of the sign. So whenever we have a less than or when we have a greater than symbol, we're going to have an open circle, which means that the number or that value is not included. It's not a solution. It's not an answer. The graph on the right has a closed circle or a filled-in circle because of the symbol. Less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. This or equal to line is what tells us that we need to fill in or close our circle, which means that number, that value, is included. It is a solution or it is an answer. What I would like you to do is pause the video, please, and I want you to answer the questions 10A through D in the check your understanding box. So we are going to write an inequality to represent each statement. This is like your note sheet and example sheet from the other day. So the first statement is x is less than 12. Less than 12. X is less than 12. Remember from middle school, the alligator mouth or the Pac-Man mouth wants to eat the bigger number. Letter B, n is no greater than 35. N is no greater than 35. Could n be equal to 35? Sure. Can m be greater than 35? No, so we need a less than symbol. M is less than or equal to 35. Question C. Ooh, this is a real life example. Your height h must be at least 42 inches tall for you to ride a roller coaster. So height h, and I need 42, at least 42 inches tall. So think about a baby. Can we put a baby on a roller coaster? No. Could somebody that's 6 feet tall ride the roller coaster? Yeah. Could a freshman in high school ride a roller coaster? Maybe, as long as they're at least 42 inches tall. So your height needs to be greater than or equal to 42. Letter D. A child's age, A, can be at most 12 for the child to order from the children's menu. So I'm going to use an A for age, have the number 12. Let's think about this. I have a lot of cousins who are little, they're 8 and under. They can all order from the kids menu. Whereas if I try to order from the kids menu, sometimes I get questioned about it because they're like, you don't look under 12. So the age must be less than or equal to 12. So let's think about that. If you accidentally wrote age is greater than or equal to 12, you're saying somebody who's 50 years old could eat from the kids menu. Yes, 50 is greater than or equal to 12, but that doesn't make sense. So a 2-year-old is not greater than or equal to 12, so they couldn't eat from the kids menu. So this is backwards. So make sure you have the correct inequality symbol. A is less than or equal to 12. Question 11, I want you to pause and answer this question. How are the graphs of x is greater than -4 and x is greater than or equal to -4 alike, and how are they different? And I gave you a hint of graphing them first. So pause, graph them, and tell how they're similar and different. So the first one, x is greater than -4. So I know I need to have a circle at -4. I'm going to leave it open, and I need to shade x values numbers greater than that. So we're going to shade towards our -3, -2, 0, 5, and so on. Those numbers are greater than -4. The second one, x is greater than or equal to -4. So I still have my circle at -4. This time we're closing it or we're filling it in because -4 is included because of this or equal to line underneath. But I still need numbers greater than that. So we're still shading towards the right, towards -3, 0, 7. So a similarity is that they both start at -4. Both circles are at -4. And they both have a solid ray of shading to the right. A difference here, I notice right away that one has an open circle and one has a closed circle. Open and closed. Why is that different? Well, because one has a greater than symbol and one has a greater than or equal to symbol. So that's also a difference. The symbols are different.